everyone. Welcome to Sharing Life Issues with Her Excellency Hajia Ami. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I hope everybody is doing well today. I'm doing very well today. Jumat Mubarak. To my Muslim viewers, I hope you all are planning for Ramadan. Inshallah, it should be here in about 20 days. May the Almighty Allah and the Almighty God keep us until then. And here we are. So, welcome to Ita Gidi, Labaran Dunia na Gaskiya, Aku Kondu Madu, real life story. Today I would like to tell you a good story. When I say it's a good story or how did it end, let's find out. So, let me just pull that story. And it was a story about how I was flirting with my husband in States. So I'll go ahead and read the story to you. It was from our inbox. It stated, my wife and I had an issue this morning before we left for work. It was a small understanding. It was a small misunderstanding between me and her. We were both angry at each other. So sometimes they write things somehow, and I like to always read the way I see it, so bear with me. So it stated, from my facial expression, my wife knew I was very prepared to keep malice with her this morning. She was also angry and didn't mind playing along. I stepped out of the house and she looked sad. She locked the doors and followed me behind. Since we don't have a car, we always board the same bus to work every morning and ensure we sit together side by side on the bus. I was to drop at Manda Hill and she was to drop at Zisco. But today, I didn't want to sit close to her. So I sat at the back seat and she sat in front, just beside a good-looking police officer. Ooh la la. The man gazed at my wife. I saw the way he looked at her. He was looking at her hair and her face with so much admiration. Then he told her she looked beautiful. My wife smiled and told him thank you. He asked my wife where she was going, and she told him she was heading to work. All this while, I was sitting behind, listening to their conversation. My name is Nwansa Mwebe. I am a police officer. As you can see from my uniform, I was just posted to Lusaka a month ago. Right now, I am heading to my place of assignment. My wife nodded her head. When the conductor requested for my wife to pay for her transportation fee, the officer offered to pay. He pulled out a K50 and said 2. My wife thanked him and smiled. Then the officer continued. So I will be dropping soon at Munali. I am accommodated at Charlestown Police Camp. I don't know if you can drop by someday to say hello to me. Can I have your number? I didn't waste any more time. I tapped my wife on her shoulders immediately. She turned and then I asked her, hope you remember to put a spoon inside Kasuba's lunchbox, ? You know, you always forget. My wife was puzzled. She was probably wondering who Kasuba is and why I had chosen to talk to her. Before she could ask any further questions, I added, try to pick her up from school early today. I will be coming back home late. You can cook ifikubala for me for dinner so that when I return, I will eat something before bed. My wife was confused. Then she gazed at the policeman and returned her gaze to me. She understood what I was trying to do. Yes, honey, she nodded. The policeman turned and saw me. He greeted me. Then he asked my wife, "Is that your husband?" My wife nodded. The policeman gazed at me again and again. Then he looked for the last time and smiled at me. I didn't smile back. When we got to the Chinama, I dropped from the bus and dragged my wife along with me. My wife couldn't stop laughing while we were about to board another bus. She asked, "Honey, who is Kusuba?" Kusuba is our future daughter. "Jump on the bus, let's go." My wife laughed. We boarded another bus, too, and this time we sat together side by side in the bus. And this time I paid for her. The end. So the response from sharing life issues with Her Excellency Hajiya Ami was, when you give your partner distance, both emotionally and physically, you let the devil occupy that space. He takes your position without your permission and builds a home for himself in your place. Don't let the devil have a place in your home. Cover all grounds. Make your presence known. May Allah/God bless your marriage and relationship. And we have a lot of comments on from our platform. Let me just look at something to see if I could read some of the comments to you, because I think you all should hear some comments and the views from our members, because I always love to share that, so that way we can all learn from it. It's the experience that we're here for, right? And ways that we can do things to better our own homes. So that's why I'm trying to pull that up right now. I'm just going to pull that up, and bear with me. Just trying to get that so that way we can all listen to it together, to the views. You guys can write your comments, your suggestions, and how you feel about it and things like that, and we can take it from there. But I do love reading the comments from there, so that's why I want to make sure to ensure that you guys hear other people's views. I know I'll be waiting for your views also, but I just wanted to put that out here. So let me just see. All right. Thank you for your patience. And let's see. All right. Just trying to grab that. Things like this teaches us a lesson sometimes. We do not hope for things like this to happen, but sometimes you need that reminder. You need things like this to happen before you know the value of someone that you have sometimes. Unfortunately, not all of us know that. So I'll go ahead and read the comments from the members that we have at Sharing Life Issues with Her Excellency Hajiya Ami. It's a lot of comments, good comments, but I'm going to pick some, just a few. Linda Yakubu stated, "It's indeed a great one." Yeah, it was a great story. Ishaya Beauty stated, "Nice one." Abdurrahman Sani stated, "For the sake of the prayer at the foot of this article," that's the prayer I made, my decisions, that I'm going to hold my decisions to comment. But I laugh, it no be small. I laugh means that I'm laughing. So he's stating that if not because of what I had written, the prayer that I wrote below, he would have, had more things to say about what happened. Then he said, Allahumma Ami. He's saying amen to the prayer that I made. Baraka Moreni KG stated, Ami ya Allah, interesting but funny story. I can't stop laughing. And Prince Wahab stated, very nice and motivational piece. That was indeed a motivational speech. Latifa stated, wow, what a good way of settling a dispute. And Olanike Folashade stated, Allahumma Ami, nice one. So basically, a lot of people had good things to say, and probably maybe I should just leave the comments and just talk about what I feel about it. So this is the thing about what I see in this. So sometimes we do have people, or would I say we do have partners that actually just, you forget to acknowledge. All right, let me just put this off. So you forget to acknowledge your partners, you forget to know the worth of your partner. I mean, it's crazy that another guy had to make him value his wife. Don't get me wrong, the two of them were wrong from the beginning. Tawa Kaltu wrote something. She stated, good evening. Good evening, Tawa. Welcome. And well done, sis. I won't be able to stay much longer online today because NEPA Nigeria give us light. Okay, sorry, my love. We'll definitely look into that later on. That's perfectly fine. Thank you for coming, and thank you for always coming here. So that's, what was I saying before? Sometimes we do not know our own worth. Yes, if you do know your worth, sometimes it makes you know how to package yourself. When I say package yourself, is how to make another person love you. So in this instance, they both left home angrily. He did not say much about what had happened or what had transpired before they both left. However, I still think that we as adults, because believe it or not, I don't think they're younger than 18. So the fact that you guys decided to be married, that's the ground that people should start thinking about that. This person came from a different background. I'm from a different background. They might be from the same background. It does not matter. But in marriage, one person, Yorubas will say, I don't really remember the word, but I would say it in English. It's like one person has to be like the person taking the nonsense and the other person begging the other person. But should it be that way? I would really say it shouldn't be that way. But there are some times where two of us have to maybe like compromise. Life and marriage is all about compromise. If you're not willing to compromise, then it will never work. And when I say compromise, it's not one way. It shouldn't be a one-way traffic. It should be about everyone. You compromising, the other person compromising. If I'm compromising and he's not doing it, I'll get tired of it eventually. I'll get sick from it. It will get me depressed. That's where people get depression. Trust me, no matter how good you are, no matter how mentally stable you are, little things like this can destabilize people. And this is what we fail to realize about things. Because a lot of people are in a messy situation now in marriage when they're not supposed to be in it. So with this piece, it was a lovely piece. However, there was a lot of lessons in there to learn. Another guy was there with her, was looking at her, and the person she went out with, who was supposed to be the one that should be looking at her, should be telling her, oh, you look beautiful, or she should be telling him also that, I love you and things like that. Because believe it or not, it shouldn't be one way. Yes, I said that. When you're in love with someone, do not feel scared to be vulnerable around them. You're married. So what else are you doing the hard to get for? Some women will say, oh, if you show a guy you love him too much, he will start his nonsense. Or if you show, some guys too would say, if you show a woman you love her too much, it will make her start her nonsense. But how long do we want to do that for? I believe for you to want to get into a union with someone, you should be able to 100% want to give them that attention that they deserve. I don't want to be with nobody that wouldn't be there for me. I want their attention. Every woman wants attention. And I believe guys want attention too. So here she is sitting down with a police officer who she knows from nowhere. So it's like you're out of the house, you meet a stranger, and the stranger makes you feel better than someone who has been with you for years. That's deep. That should not be what we should be practicing. So we all need to look into that. If we're getting upset, there would be times whereby we have to get upset. Yes, it's not always 100%. No. Nobody would come out and tell you I do not fight with my spouse. That's a big lie. But you have to have that boundary of knowing when to stop. So, what am I insinuating? He was wrong. For another guy to make her feel better before he then realized that what am I doing is another wrong thing. So what if that did not happen? What would have happened? Maybe that could have ended up to leading to divorce. Little things like this end up breaking people's marriages. So I'm begging you, whether you're a guy, whether you're a female, try as much as possible to value your spouse. If you're fighting, learn to know when to stop. Just like they went out together, what if something happened and that's the last time they saw each other? Then they would have the regret of, oh, I shouldn't have treated her this way. I shouldn't have treated him this way. So I'm not going to talk too much today. I'm just here with this nice piece. I loved it. We all loved it at our platform at Sharing Life Issues with Her Excellency Hajia Ami. I love when I hear good stories. So, and I believe you all learned one or two things from it. Drop your comments down below. If you've not subscribed, kindly hit the subscription button. Also, click on your notification button to get notified when I'm online. All right? And be free to share all our videos. If you like my videos, give me a thumbs up. And remember, I'll be bringing the baddest doctor, my baddest UK doctor, next week, Friday, March 10th, at 2 p.m. US Eastern Time and Canada time, 7 p.m. UK time, 8 p.m. Nigerian time, to come and talk to you guys about depression and mental health. Because I believe we need to educate the community and our society about that, because we have a lot of people going through things like that. Some are not able to talk about it. Some are able to talk about it. However, I'm begging you, do not do anything stupid. Do not kill yourself. There is light at the end of the tunnel. So always remember that. I know it's easier said than done, but please keep holding strong. And some people would say the powers of prayer. I always believe in prayers. So always try to pray, whether you're a Christian, Muslim, whatever you believe in, I respect that. Always pray. Sometimes when you pray, it can direct you, lead you to places that you're supposed to be at, or it can take you away from places that you're not supposed to be in. Trust me. So always trust the process, okay? I love you. I would always love you. And I believe that's about it. I'm going to look to see if we do have any comments, and if we do not, then I will end it here and we will see some other time. I'm just checking it. All right. So if you have any questions, if you have any comments, you can put it down. Other than that, I think we are good. So let's see.